Hey there, this is old Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, this is old Dunlap, the man, here to say thank ye.
Thank you kindly.
Thank ye kindly for giving us enough Patreon money over at patreon.com/redstateupdate to do 220 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap.
I ain't got my
200 of them.
200. I ain't got my
200 of them.
I ain't got my calculator
200?
with me, so I can't add it all up to know precisely how much it is, but I know it's a lot, and we thank you kindly for it.
If you want to go over and listen to our 200th episode right now and you ain't done it yet, because maybe you ain't give us no money, but maybe you have, we read a TV guide from 1980.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed doing that, yeah.
We talked to Mr. Slaw.
Mr. Slaw, he's not doing too well, unfortunately, but it was nice to talk to him. He's on over there talking. We just did a big old special 200th episode is what we did. And also you're going to hear an unreleased, never heard before episode of Redneck Matinee on the sequel. I'm not going to say it itself is one of the greatest films of all time, but it is the sequel, an official sequel to one of the greatest movies of all time. That's Smokey and the Bandit 2. That's over there on that Patreon. You getting your money's worth if you for this one anyway. I ain't saying about all of them, but this one you got a good hour and a half of a lot of good. It ain't 20 extra minutes. Yeah, it's an hour and a half of 20 extra minutes.
So, folks, mainly we wanted to say thank you. And
Yes.
thank you, Jackie.
Why?
Thank you, too.
What do you thank me for?
I just not
do it all the time either way. It don't make any difference to me.
Well, I mean, you could have just been hell with this.
What do you mean? I ain't yet. I still could, but I ain't
could.
yet. I guess I will accept that thank you now. Think about that way. You're right. You're welcome, Dunlap. You're welcome. I could be doing something else.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hi there, welcome to Red State Update. My name's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, it's Dunlap. It's good to be back with you here. Got some news for you.
A lot of news happened, yeah. It's always, the butts.
I didn't have any particular news. I just a lot of times people say, I got some news for you. Be like, Earl died. You know, oh, no.
Sure, yeah.
Or who? Or however you feel about him. Or I got some news for you. Your car's been towed. Oh, no. I guess that's not.
That's not.
I mean, that's sort of news, but it wouldn't be in the paper or nothing.
Well, that's kind of also being a smart butt to somebody. Oh, I got some news for you. What's that? Oh, your car's towed. No, why didn't you come tell me it's getting towed? Got some news for you. There's somebody just being.
That's true. If you say I got some news for you, you either have to have some real news. Oh, what's that? Like, Bush just invaded Iraq.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll go turn on CNN then, back in those days. Now you turn on CNN, and I guess it's just like, who's on CNN now? G. Gordon Liddy? I don't even know who's.
Still Wolf Blitzer. He ain't gone nowhere.
I might rather it be G. Gordon Liddy. Or you go, I got some news for you. What? Your wife cheating on you. I got some news for you. What? You're ugly. It's like a 3-year-old. I got some news for you. What? Like, get out. Fuck you.
Hey.
I don't know a 3-year-old.
What? No, that ain't.
I don't know that I got any of that right. I thought I'd expound on that, and actually I think I just screwed it up. And I ask people finding us online, they're like, oh, this looks like a podcast that's really going to give me the news. And not only are we not giving them the news, we're mocking the very idea of giving them the news, and we're doing it in a way that doesn't really make sense.
Some people like that sort of thing, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they need to listen to this podcast then, because
Somebody tell them it's out there. If that's what they've been looking for, here it is.
I got some news for you. What? Red State Update Podcast.
Can you change the name of this? I got some news for you.
I got some news for you. What?
And then you don't get it. You ain't none coming, but you just say that out. Yeah. Did any of them old anchors, is that any of them start their broadcast and have that? Got some news, like Walter Concrete here. I got some news for you. Did any of them? That's more of a saying. Was it ever anybody's cat? I don't remember any of them. So David Brinkley didn't do it anyway.
I feel like it'd be more like if a Golden Girl told off a news anchor that they were dating, and they'd be like, "Here's the news, Charlie. We're breaking up."
Yeah, it's good. Who's Charlie?
The anchor. Miami WMI.
Make it somebody make it Ted Koppel. Do it again. Make it Ted Koppel.
Here's the news, Ted. We're breaking up.
Him sitting there look like an idiot.
Dorothy, no. I thought we had a thing. Should I stop?
Do it, Ted Koppel, yeah.
Nightline. They'd make that dirty. Did you stay up late last night, Dorothy? Watching Nightline?
I don't like a dirty jokes or anything, but I like to make fun of Ted Koppel. I like it.
It was all dirty jokes on there.
I know
that would have been
the
best match for Ted Koppel on the Golden Girls.
Which one of them?
Yeah, which Golden Girl would have been the best match for Ted Koppel?
Oh, the real old one?
Yeah.
They were all old, and there was one that's real old.
Well, like if they all passed him around.
What?
And because with Betty White, they'd be talking about world events, and she'd be real stupid about it. And then he'd say, "Oh, I guess you don't understand current events." And she'd say, No, it's just like back in St. Olaf when Peter Burdenhagen told me that the cow got loose. And I said,
Right.
Here's the news, Mr. Burgenhagen.
I didn't watch it that much.
Ditch.
I didn't watch it enough because if I'd have known there was cows on it, I would have watched it more often. But I didn't
She talked about cows a lot.
Well, I like Betty White.
I
like all of them, but I didn't watch it because it was, like you said, a bunch of old ladies talking dirty half the time. It's like, all right, and you don't need to do it for 30 damn minutes. 1 or 2 in there is fine. Just not my cup of tea.
That's because you have toxic masculinity. It makes victims of us all, Jackie. And because this show was gendered in your eyes, you thought, well, I can't watch no old lady show.
It wasn't because it's old ladies. I just said it's because they talking dirty. That's what I said it was. If they'd have talked right, maybe I'd watch it more. They have nothing to do with being old
What
ladies.
would it have been if they talked right? Sitting around, oh, this cheesecake's real good. Yep. Doesn't remind me of sex at all.
All right.
Credits. Listen, Jackie, so many people talking about the discourse over the Queen. People happy that she died because she's a symbol of colonialism. She lived high on a hog.
Yeah.
All that money they took. And then some people are like, well, they got rid of colonialism under her. Sorta. I don't really know what I'm talking about. And also she's an old lady. She's a symbol. She's been around forever. It'd be like when E.T. died. Spoiler alert.
He didn't, hint, don't let it hang like that. He died for a little while.
People remember her from being a kid in their favorite movies, and they don't want her to die. So the discourse is like, you can't tell me not to celebrate this old lady dying. And people say, oh, I guess racism's okay with you. And they're like, till they bury her. And then as soon as she's in the ground, we can all agree to hate Prince Charles. But I'm going to say, And then these people always get up in their giant truck with their 3%er stick and go like, I don't like her because England. That was the first freedom we had to fight for. And now we get to use it for racism. So she could have prevented us from being as racist as we are now. So we don't like that. But we're forgetting about the whole sexism part of it because I hated her because it was all boring. I was a little masculine boy, very virile for a child.
Wow. It's very
full of
fat.
As testosterone, as much as a child could have and still qualify.
All right.
And I couldn't sit there and look at, if she come on TV, I'd be like, I smell a fucking doily.
Watch your mouth.
I'd be at my grandmother's house and I'd be like, I want to go talk to my grandmother because it's a relief from watching all this old lady stuff. Wearing a hat everywhere? What that? I thought I was in a Hallmark store when she come on. This is all gendered. Now I know tea is great. I love corgis. Hats also, top notch. Tablecloths, doilies, walking in front of people. I like all that stuff now. I was missing out as a young, super macho little boy.
Wow.
So I'm just going to say, love her or hate her. I'm really into the color lilac. And that's my spin on the discourse. And that's been some news for you, Jackie.
Well, I know people, she wasn't alive when we fought the Englands years ago. She didn't have nothing to do with that.
I got something for you, Jackie. Why don't you get on Twitter and say anything about her?
I don't get on there. And fortunately, they don't get on here and listen to whatever I say. So it's fine with me. I'm going to say whatever it is I want about it.
So you're saying she wasn't alive during the Revolutionary War, but you don't know that for sure?
No, I do know she wasn't alive in the Revolutionary War. She wasn't alive in. She's old. She was 96 years old. She did. That's a good run. You got real good doctors too. You get the best doctor. You think President White House doctor's good? Wait till you Castle doctor, Queen doctor. They's the best. Yeah, she lived a lot longer. In a lot of, I don't know, Jimmy Carter. She may be leaning to him and Rosalind, but otherwise, she do. She's up there. She had a good.
How's it feel when these people younger than you start dying? Does it make you question your own mortality?
Oh hell, I do. People I know, people been dying for a while now. You get used to it at some point. You get sick and die. When you sick, well, yeah, he gets sick. Really? Oh well. Well, you get sick. It's what happens. What are you gonna do about it? I mean, it's what it is. I don't think about it one way or the other. I didn't know with Queen that don't affect me one way or the other. Be honest about it. 96, you feel bad, I guess, for a family or whatever. It's a human being, however rich and whatever else.
The Sex Pistols says she ain't no human being. So who are you to question whoever they were?
Well, I don't talk about no sexy pistol anyway. I don't know what it is. They can say what they want. Stay on Twitter, sexy pistol. I don't care.
All I know is I'd be a kid watching the news, bored, and then the most boring part of the news was anything about the Queen. That's it. She was the most boring part of the news. And now she's dead.
Well, I don't mean to be rude or whoever. Sorry, Twitter, sexy pistols, whoever you are. It's still boring. To me, all right, she dead. You get, 2 hours? Right? Give them a 2-hour special, whatever, say goodbye. It's been how many days now? And and it ain't like I sit around and enjoy watching Trump get investigated or what the judge said here, it's not like I'm enjoying any of that, but it's more interesting.
Yeah, we've been talking about the same thing on here for 5 years.
Ah, yeah.
And that she can't get 4 days to put her 97-year-old ass in the ground. Listen, can I even say the Queen has an ass, or it's like
all right?
A lorry full of guards in tall hats going to show up? Listen, here's another thing. This isn't unexpected, right? They've had time to prep for this. It feels like it caught people off guard. I know that's impossible, but it is still dragging on. I feel like they could have been ready to go and got this wrapped up over the weekend.
He could have had. Well, how is she? By the time that they said, get over here, get to wherever she was staying, say goodbye. You could be busy. CNN could have had all 4 hours, however long, 3 hours. Give him 3 hours. He's a queen, 96-year-old. 3 hours, you're good. Of course, CNN has to stretch, as we all know, 3 hours out to eternity, because otherwise you change the channel. But I'd change the channel when I turn CNN on for a lot of reasons. But lately it's because, I know she's still dead. No offense, but I don't need to know again. It's been 2 days. I know she's dead.
I feel like they could have, as soon as she drew her last breath, and the castle doctor turned in his chains. Because I figure he's in a dungeon somewhere, right? There's just a family of doctors they've had since the 1400s, and they keep them chained up down there, and their skin is translucent, and he just turns and goes, she's gone. And then they could have been like, ready, camera 3, take camera 3, and then they just start into it. Like, the queen is gone, right? That's it. They've been gearing up for it. Somebody should have had their tie tied. Just sprint onto camera and just go and get it done, and we're done. And now it's the era of King Charles, and nobody ever has to care about any of this again, evermore. If I were somebody who hated the royal family, I would be super happy, not just that the queen is dead, but that King Charles is here, because that pretty much spells the end of the royal family. Everything else they can just do on, People Magazine. Or Perez Hilton, if he's still around. The kids, they move over there, and they just wrap up the old stuff on whatever British PBS is, which I guess is all their channels.
He is king now, right? Again,
he's the king.
Give him a day of that.
That's sexist too, because it feels worse. Do what?
Give him a day of that, and that's over with. I don't want to hear about that no more.
He gets a week, and then he's done. That was fun.
Clip. Here's a clip. Guess who's king? Put the crown on his head. Next. What's going on? That's it. I don't need to see any more of that.
I know they got trap doors in there. Put the crown on him. After a week, he comes in to give the farewell address. Open that sucker up.
Now, I know
I was just going to say, it's full of trapdoors and dungeons, and they need to be making use of them before, there's an uprising.
He advances on, right? And his children do, right? He king, they're Wales. I don't know all the names for it, but that's how it works, right? Now, who's the one that, has been, accused of attacking young women? That one, whoever the one killed himself in jail. Does he advance?
Uh-huh.
What does he become?
I don't think he becomes nothing.
Oh, good.
Possibly an inmate.
Well, that's where he needs to be, yeah.
No, I think, if you're the king and you got a brother, all he does is just hang around.
Well, not necessarily. You've seen Robin Hood?
Oh, yeah, see, there's a lot of plot.
That's bad. Yeah, he goes over and fight the Crusade, which in hindsight, that's bad too. And then Little John, he stick around. He makes a mess of things. He does. So don't send King Charles nowhere. Certainly don't send him to start any crusades again. Definitely don't do that, but just don't let him go anywhere. Keep him around. Where's he going to go anyway?
Do they have malls? Just like somebody might do a few laps around a mall in the morning. Try to get into a store before they're open.
He ain't got to go to the mall. He got a castle to do that in. The castle bigger than the damn mall. If you're just looking for a place to walk around, he got a castle. I guess
if you're a mall walker and you become king, you just want to do it in the castle. You're right.
Yeah. No, at least I don't have to go this mall no more.
He might enjoy going to the mall. Get a
They don't like going nowhere. People take pictures of him, or, at least they did bless his heart, it passed on wife and took picture of her. Well, that's how she died. Took picture of her. The people don't really follow around it. King Charles, I don't think. They follow him around, take pictures. I mean, I know now they're going to do it, but after that, hopefully it's going to fizzle like you said. That'd just be the end of it. I
don't think people are going to be. Even the Queen, people were like, oh, look what she's dressed up as. And I never understood what her cosplay was. What was she supposed to be? But with him, it's just like, nobody wants to see it. Even if you love even if you're like super monarchy lover, like, shit, I love his monarchy. Be like, even King Charles, like, well, most of it. Not the him part. I don't know that it's just sexist. It feels worse to say king than queen. I think that's actually going to hurt the monarchy too, because every time you say, oh, King Charles, people are like, we got a king? Like queen, it's sexist, but it feels softer. Like that's toxic masculinity.
Just get rid of king and queen both. I don't want to say either one of them. I mean, I'm not offended to call her. Look, she did a lot of things, I understand. See, I don't mean to be disrespectful. She lived for a long time. She did a lot. She met the Beatles, didn't she? Didn't she get to meet them, I think?
She made the Beatles.
She made them.
She picked them.
Oh.
That's why she was the first one. She said it was like American Idol, except it was just her.
I see. Those four. Yeah. Well, all right.
Yeah. People come and perform from all over the country, but instead of people watching it on TV, she just did it herself. That's what if you're queen, you can.
Well, not that she needed it. Not that she needed it. I hope she got a cut of it. If it was she put it together, it's her idea, then she deserved a little bit. It wasn't.
She didn't like it. She didn't like rock and roll, and she didn't like the way they sounded, and she didn't like anything about it. She had to hold her ears the entire time. So when people talk about sacrifice, that's some of what they're talking about. Because she was like, well, I know the kids will like this. Because she did have an ear for the Song of the Summer. So when they'd have their Song of the Summer pools over in England, she was, even this year, they're like, Kate Bush? Really? And she's like, trust me. As long as I live the summer through to see Kate Bush claim her title as Song of the Summer UK.
Well, I'm going to say right now.
She did it.
I ain't going to say right now, I don't give a damn what King Charles is listening to. I hope he don't try to tell me what to.
He can't wear earbuds and get lost in his ears. He can only listen to live music, but nobody wants to play for him. I don't know if I'll live to be 97. All I know is I'm really curious, and I don't know how to find this out, Jackie, but I want to know how much older I am than Sarge in the Beetle Bailey comic strip. And I don't have any way to find that out. I don't have any way. It's not on Wikipedia. I think Mort Walker's dead, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to live my entire life never knowing.
Well, you just got to make something up in your head. If it's not out there, you got to make it up in your head and be what you want. You know, make it what you want. That's it. You look at life. True. That's how you got to do it. Yeah.
That's inspiring. You said you about like a queen.
Well, that's what she did, isn't it?
Boring.
I'm gonna be the queen. Boring.
Boring and inspiring. Actually, that's more like church.
Well, maybe, yeah, that is right there. It's, not all of churches like that. There's a few good preachers that get your attention. But I get tired of hollering too when it just all you do is holler. Like it starts off hollering and like yeah, and then about halfway through it, his voice gonna be a mess by the end of it.
Yeah, you can't start out hollering. Where you gonna go from there?
You can't go from there. That's right. Work your way up. That's right.
Jackie, should you and I be preacher consultants?
Neither of us go to church enough to say the first thing about it.
Well, that's exactly why our input is valuable, because we are outsiders.
Well,
we bring in the center eyes.
a preacher that can sing, that's a plus right there. You want to be able to sing yourself. Sure, you can pass it over to the singers and sit down and do whatever, but if you do it yourself, then you're gonna hold on to people that much more. He's a good preacher, and he can sing.
That's true. You can't do it, but you can't do it all the time. You can't, because even if you can sing and you're always singing, they're gonna be like, "Oh, and did he sing? You know he did." When they do the church gossip.
You let somebody else sing every now and then. Certainly there are certain songs that probably more beautiful for a woman to sing. You gotta switch it up. Yeah.
That's sexist.
How's that sexist? Said woman sing better than a man.
Jackie, let me ask you a question. Before we start our business as sermon consultants. Upload your sermon, send us some video of it, and then we'll put it up. We'll review it for you and give you some helpful tips. But don't send us the whole thing. Send us like your best 5 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes, if that.
Look, if you're a good preacher, you can preach for 3 minutes only and get them collection plates full. Yes, if you good.
Church on TikTok.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Because church ain't a place. It's wherever Jesus is. Your heart, the bathtub, bed. On a Sunday morning, I used to say that to Mama, but she still grabbed me up by my hair when I had hair. And then she said, well, that's Jesus punishing you because you wouldn't go to church when I started losing my hair.
Or from her yanking it out of your head every Sunday.
Yeah, how about that? Thanks, Jackie.
I'm just saying, just be practical.
I got a compliment for you, Jackie, and I mean this. I think you would be a great special master.
Why?
I think you'd be doing proud.
What'd you say? Special master. You talking about? Yes. No, I don't know first thing about it.
Special master.
I don't want to look at none of that stuff. Who wants to be either one of these special masters? No offense, Merrick Garland. I appreciate you doing your job, but I don't want to spend no time with you. I don't know who wants to report to Merrick Garland. And everybody knows you damn well you don't want to be around. You know who in his bunch. That'd be the worst job. How they gonna get anybody to do that? Nobody wants to do that.
Who'd they put up names, right? Both of them.
I don't know who they did. They had to by last night, midnight or something. They had to turn in the names.
But it wasn't anybody good.
Well,
it wasn't like Charlie Sheen or anything like that. It was like boring people.
That's what
I think one of Trump's was pretty obviously in the tank for him. At least one, probably both. I'm sure he wouldn't have put them up, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, no, we got, Don Jr.
That's something I want to be boring. I want court proceedings to be boring. I want Queen's funerals to be boring. In short, I want both those are supposed to be boring. If they exciting and he thinks, oh, look at this, then I don't want it. I don't want a pirate divorce. I don't like it. I don't like courts to be like, look at this in the court. No, save it for Law and Order. That's a good show. Look at it on there. Real courts, nothing. It's supposed to be, he went to jail, they got off, that's it. None of it. Now, it's supposed to be entertaining.
Bannon. They did a perp walk for Bannon.
Had to walk down, put him in handcuffs. He going to jail. He did, but he going to go and have to stay for a little while, I think. That's coming up. He's already in trouble for the January 6th. Wouldn't go talk to them. He's guilty of that. They sent us in, I think, next month sometime. So there's that. He is going to spend some time.
I tell you, it wasn't too exciting for me watching him perp walk, because it seems like every time he walks anywhere, he's been doing a perp walk. All this time, it just looked the same.
What's the difference? Yeah.
So, if you look like a perp, everywhere you go is a perp walk.
Maybe if they walk him right into the cell and then shut the clang or whatever, maybe that might be what we're looking at. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Like,
I can't guarantee until I see it.
On Dragnet, was that at the end of that, they show him, like, arrested, and then he did 20 years for the crime of being Steve Bannon.
They need to do that for all of these Trump. Somebody will when they start actually going to jail, which it looks like some of them going to do it. I mean, Bannon's going. I mean, there's nothing to do about it. I don't know how long. I'm sure it won't be long. It'll be too long for some people. Him. It won't be long enough for a lot of other people, but he going to jail. I like I said, I ain't even talking about what he's in trouble over this, what he laundered money, stole money, big surprise. But this and January 6th, he may be going to jail for both of them. One of them he definitely is. We'll see what happens, but he going to jail. But they ought to, what they subpoena Stephen Miller. Remember old Stephen Miller?
I don't know.
You're lucky if you don't.
I've been going under hypnosis to forget.
Trying to get,
I was like, well, maybe can you help me quit smoking cloves? And regular cigarettes I won't keep, but the cloves I gotta stop. And they
I don't know what it is. That's drugs.
Is
what
there anything
it is.
else you wanna stop doing? I said, can I stop remembering people from the Trump administration? And they said, oh yeah, no. So many people have asked for that. We're real good at doing that now. So he may be one of them they got to already.
Well, evidently they didn't hypnotize any of the people serving, subpoenas, warrants, or anything, because they getting to them.
What did he do? Here's the thing about Steve Bannon, them picking him up. I always kind of thought that we were going to find out that he wasn't really Steve Bannon. Like there was a Steve Bannon who disappeared, and maybe somebody who worked for Steve Bannon was like, oh, we got a good scam going here. But Steve Bannon was like, I can't do this anymore. So they hired a cartoon wino to pretend to be this supposedly smart Steve Bannon who like read books and hosted a show. So I thought that we'd find out, no, this is actually Drunk Willie from in front of the bar. And then there was another fake elephant that come by. I guess it really was Steve Bannon. So I don't know about Stephen Miller. Is he a cartoon wino too?
It really, honestly, it's as if all of them seem made up. I will say that. And that's the reason, of course, we laughed at it, and then they took over the country and almost destroyed it. Still working at it. But yeah, none of them seem real. Not a single one of them seemed like a real thing.
Did Trump always
turns
refer?
Out they are.
I think we may have talked about this before, but did Trump always refer to going down the gold escalator? I thought that when we used to say that, like right after he went down the escalator, and then we just go, and then he went and rode the escalator down and rode in the country. I thought we were the only one saying that, but then I've heard a few other people say that. And now Trump, I heard him say it, since I rode down that golden escalator. Like, I guess, was that always his thing? And we were just copying him, God forbid?
I don't recall. New? I'm going to say it's probably new. It's probably because he's heard us and other people say it so many times. He's like, I'm going to take that back. Yeah. But I don't know him. I don't know what he said yesterday. I don't know.
You think he got it from us?
Not us, just people in general who say it. He didn't listen to this.
I'll just say he got it from us.
All right. We only met him at one time. That was enough.
Didn't really meet him. He just saw us, pointed, and went, ooh. I don't know if that was meant he liked it or not. But it doesn't matter because fuck it.
That might as well be meeting him because I guarantee you several diplomats got the same. I mean, he met how many ambassadors? His ambassador from, I mean, we met him. Let's just say it.
We met the Queen. I think it was the same thing.
When we met her, I don't remember that.
Remember he walked in front of her.
Oh, he did. I thought you said we met the Queen. I said,
no, we didn't meet the Queen.
No, I ain't never been over there. She don't go nowhere either. No,
What would you have said to her, though, if you could have met her?
Nice to meet you. I don't know. I ain't got nothing to say to her. It's not like somebody I want to meet.
You wouldn't have gone into a 3-minute rebuke of colonialism?
Why would I? That's like, no, I wouldn't have.
Don't get on Twitter.
I don't.
Would you have slapped her?
Why would I? I wouldn't slap any old lady. I don't care, even if I didn't like. Look, the Queen did, or the country did bad things. She did, but people talk about the crowns made up of stolen jewelry and stuff, which I'm sure is true. But what do you know? What am I going to do about it?
Did you watch the TV show The Crown?
No. Is that what?
Yeah,
if that's what it is, I like a good jewel heist.
No,
movie.
it's not that.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's
if
all
they
that boring
the crown,
Queen stuff.
No, I don't care about that. If they were stealing to go in and get, I mean, I don't want to see them do it from, impoverished nations and whatnot, but still, just watching them steal all the, we're getting diamonds and sneaking in there and whatnot,
No.
That would, to make the crown at the end, they finish it and give it to her. I don't care about none of that part, but just watching them,
Now, The Crown is PBS, but since the Republicans canceled PBS, all we've got now is The Crown.
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't. Yeah.
There's no PBS anymore, is there?
I don't know. I don't watch it if it is.
So the Queen is dead.
Yeah.
Trump wants Department of Justice to go halvesies on the special master.
That's actually a pretty good deal come from him. I'm going to say right now, he wants him to pay half. Like that, nobody's ever gotten that deal from him. Him offering to pay half of it. That's a first. So, no. Merrick Garland, you at least got a little bit of respect. Barely any, but there's a little bit there showing.
Trump doesn't pick up a check.
No.
Or his plate when he throws it against the wall. I don't know, Jackie. Did you get your flag from Louis Gohmert? I mean, he's been giving around to January 6th people when they got out of jail. I didn't know if when you got out of jail for January 6th.
And it ain't just a regular flag he gives him. He gives him a flag that was flown over the Capitol that they.
How did he get that?
I guess he asking. What are you gonna do with that?
That ain't no flag. It's. Do they throw them away every day? Is this the one
it's supposed to burn? If it touch a ground, it's supposed to burn it. I would hope they saving some money for the country and you'd use it, till it give out. I don't know how he got it. He got it. They give people like him flags. That's bad enough. But then to turn around and give it to,
a traitor.
A criminal.
A criminal traitor.
And she didn't even manage to murder Mike Pence. She got caught. What did she do? Went in there, broke some stuff, may have gone to the bathroom on the floor.
Mike Pence ain't worth a flag.
No. Now, if you got into Mike Pence, if she got the hands on him, not even murder. I don't want him. I'm saying, from their point of view, yeah, I got a good lick on him. He'd be easy to bruise. Easy.
Like a damn, what do you call it? Shit. I broke into your rant with a joke, but I can't remember the name. When you go to the store and the vegetables, the ones that are more expensive because they're supposed to not be full of chemicals. What do you call them?
I don't know.
They're more expensive vegetables and fruits. Organic. Jesus Christ. In heaven. I was trying to say gourmet. I want to say.
How am I going to know
anyway,
organic? Say organic.
Holy fucking shit. Mike Pence bruises like an organic orange. Apple
if all she could do is get up close to him and slap
cut this out. We'll cut this out when we go. Go ahead, Jackie. Go ahead.
Slap a head. If she could get close enough and slap the hell out of him, her handprint is going to be on his face for 2 weeks.
Now,
I'm glad she didn't do it. I'm glad it didn't happen. I'm just saying, from their point of view.
You're looking at this from the perspective of a MAGA Republican semi-fascist who supports the insurrection on January 6th.
Well,
that's where you're.
That's what Joe Biden says anyway, yeah.
Who are the semi-fascists and who are the real fascists? The whole 100% fascists.
Ask Louis Gohmert. He's only visiting the 100% ones. I'm pretty sure that's the only one he's going to see.
So she's like whole milk.
He just needs to get
organic milk.
He needs to fill his trunk up with a bunch of flags and meet every piece of white trash getting out of jail. Give him a flag. Get out there, Louis Gohmert.
Actually, if that keeps them all busy, it don't seem too bad.
I'm fine. If it keeps him busy and them busy, it's all good. I'm fine with that. Greetings from the future. I am Future Jackie Bros.
Future folks, future people, this is Future Dunlap. Why are you talking like that?
Huh? That's how they expect future people to talk. I think that's how people anticipate. I am from the future.
Oh, well, let me try it. I am from the future of this world.
Nah, never mind. Don't do it. I was wrong. Don't do it. You don't need to do it either. We got regular, I guess, from your time, Jackie and Dunlap. Got them tied up in the closet. It was fun listening to them talk about all the things that you people from the past are thinking. I tell you what, it's so funny to me that everybody from your time is right now. It's crazy to think about it, but you all just worked up to death over all this Mar-a-Lago search, Merrick Garland, and FBI. Can you imagine anybody being worried about that back then? It's so long ago, and it was just a waste of time worrying about it. I'm old enough as it is. Of course, in the future, we get this heart implant. I said I never would get a cell phone, but I finally did. But they put it inside my heart. I'm 232 years old, but I tell you what, I don't feel a day over 86.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're just from a couple years in y'all's future, so.
It's coming.
I'm just kidding. I just want to make Jackie feel old.
Huh?
I just like to make Jackie feel old.
Oh, well, I am.
Yeah, but you don't. Now you're proud of it, which is, I still make jokes and they don't work because you enjoy being old.
Huh?
You enjoy. And we're from the future, and we're here to tell you all about so that you don't have to, this would be like somebody coming up to you in your present day with your caveman brain going, Scooter Libby. You just don't have to worry about it anymore.
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time, folks.
It's stressful. It's pointless. It's all just, when you find out, well, we tell you here how everything turns out, you're going to think, well, why did I waste 5 seconds, let alone 2 hours of watching Anderson Cooper wear me to death over something? It's just first off, just turn Anderson Cooper over. There's no reason to look at that. In the future, we know better. There is no CNN. They got rid of that finally, yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of that in the year 2022.
Yeah.
And so you won't have CNN to worry about in the future.
Anderson Cooper's still good, though. He got his own funny show on the flicks. It's pretty good. Him, and he got a bunch of kids. And it's just a funny story, him trying to, get them dressed, get them to school, get them back. It's good. He found his true calling, I think. Television actor.
Yeah. He's like the butler on the show. He's not his kids.
No.
He's just the help.
Oh yeah. But the real daddy's never there. He's always out of town, all the time. And then, he makes sure that they're washed and ready for school and this. All of them.
It's like Mr. Belvedere, except with Anderson Cooper. It's called Anderson Cooper Deer.
And it's got twice as many kids. There's a lot of
twice
kids.
As many
a lot
kids.
of rich
some
kids.
Robots.
There's a couple robots on it, too. But these rich kids, snooty, don't want to I do what I want, right? And then Mr. Cooper Bill gets in there, and he shows him what's what, too. Every now and then they show him what's what, but either way, it's an entertaining show, so don't fret. Anderson Cooper didn't mean to make you worry about old Anderson Cooper. He'll be fine.
He's fine.
You'll be better off without CNN. He will be better off without CNN. All works out.
I know right now y'all worry about all these documents that Trump stole. They found a lot more stuff that he stole from the White House. Not too many more documents, but just a lot like crystal and silverware and things like that. Wallpaper samples.
There's a whole lot of stuff he had. Some paintings, some every kind of furniture you can think of. When did it take something Abraham Lincoln's footstool or something?
His footstool and a log that he cut.
Oh, a log he cut. That's right. And the log they didn't get back. They got the footstool back, but the log, Trump burned it up.
The log's gone.
It's gone.
Well, I mean, Florida went underwater pretty quick. Everything just kind of snowballed environment-wise, a lot faster than anybody was thinking. So Mar-a-Lago was underwater.
It's
underwater. But by then it was a chicken joint. But that's just because chicken joints got bigger and bigger. Like you wouldn't go to like a drive-through, like a damn Raising Cane's or a Chick-fil-A. Like you had to walk into like a Vegas casino.
It was a big spectacle to deal. And I tell you what, everybody knows I ain't much of a Trump fan, never did like it. Don't care anything about Mar-a-Lagos. But when they turned that into a Chick-fil-A, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. They opened a chain here. I didn't go there and get it, but when it got here, it was pretty good. It
was because he based it around that log that he stole Abraham Lincoln's. It was called Fry-a-Lago, and the log, you come in, you look at the log. I didn't know that used to back. The reason the White House had them logs is back in the day when people would come want to see, oh, look what the president, what they wanted to see was what kind of logs they cut. Because that was something people could relate to. Well, do they cut it big or little?
Turns out
what's their cut like? Are they a strong man?
A lot of presidents, it turned out a lot of them didn't cut logs. But the ones that did, they all cut them in a very unique way.
Eisenhower's the one that got rid of it. He said, I don't keep the Lincoln one because that makes sense, but get rid of the rest of them.
He lived in a log. Back then, he didn't have no choice, yeah.
Yeah, Eisenhower was like, let's just burn them. Put them in the fireplace. It's cold or something. It'll be winter soon. Nobody wants to see Taft's log.
They did take pictures and keep records and whatnot of it. They had Millard Fillmore log. I mean, they knew what it was. Which, by the way, Trump did steal all those as well. He did have all that old files, pics, and access to all the president's log cutting. It was on him. Yeah.
There's some things that he would never look at that, but he'd be like, what is this? It's like, oh, it's a historical, all the president's logs. And he'd think, well, that sounds important and terrible. Somebody will want this. I don't, but I must keep it from them. So he took it to Mar-a-Lago, and they probably got grease all over it, and then it went underwater.
Yeah.
But he did fry a pretty good chicken. I mean, the recipe was stolen.
Oh, it wasn't his. No, he didn't have nothing. I mean, he didn't have a whole lot to do with it. He was just a location right now. Now, somebody says he's got his family or what's left of the family has a little cut in at Lago, what it is underwater now, and you go down there and what do? You have to know how to snorkel or have to whatever. You have to pay to learn how to do that if you don't know how to do it already, and you go down underwater and there's a few things left you can look at. But,
some of us are growing gills, so if you've grown gills, you can get down there.
Oh yeah, if you got gills, or at least get half off, I think, if you grow gills. But if you ain't got gills, then you got to pay for the full thing and go through the whole thing. They got a big thing of like Melania. She's a big mermaid. It ain't really her. It's one of them animatronic things. But yeah, at Lago. It ain't my cup of tea. It's nothing I care about doing, but some people seem to enjoy it. They like going down there, yeah.
It was funny, but Melania Trump, she divorced Trump.
Finally, yeah.
Not long after your time.
No, that was...
As soon as she could legally do so.
Even before you get if you didn't have a cell phone in your heart, you would have been around. If you're looking forward to something like that, then that's coming. So just, yeah. you get your popcorn or whatever you want. It's not that big a deal. She just leaves him, accuses him of something. What did they went to? She didn't get that much money, but she got some of it. And then she went back over to Europe. She got out of America. She did the hell with him and the hell with this country. And it was pretty bad when she made quite a scene of that part of it was. But as far as the court proceedings and all that stuff wasn't much. But she got on the chick shocks or whatnot, and had a speech. She said, "Up your years, and here I'm gone." And sure enough, she left.
Now she's a DJ.
They say she's good. I don't like that kind of stuff, but they say she's pretty good at it. Have you do it?
Trump was fine. Everybody worried about Trump. He was fine.
He turned out fine. He had to do what? A weekend, right? In a white collar thing. He had to, he only had to do a weekend. Turned out he liked it there, and asked if he could stay, and they said no.
He also became a DJ.
He was not a good one, from what I understand.
No, nobody liked.
I don't like that kind of music or anything like that. He was not good. The best DJ of the family is Bannon. He's good. That's what everybody says. If you like that kind of dancing, thumping, whatever it is, it's not my cup of tea, but he's the best one. Then Melania.
He's the best one.
Yeah.
Don Jr. is the worst one.
Worst one, yeah.
Yeah. And then Eric grew his gills and is the leader of the Ocean Mountain people.
Yeah.
Surprisingly progressive and forward thinking. He really found his way. I mean, for Ocean Mountain people, he really found his calling down there in the deep.
Well, it's where it belonged. At least that's what he says.
Neither of their hair moves when they get in the water. Neither of them, Don Jr. or Eric, neither of their hair moves.
No. But yeah, Don Jr., the worst DJ. You don't know how many times I heard people say after listening to him, say, hell, I'd listen to his daddy music over this. And he's bad, too. They're both terrible.
Yeah, they're not good. Donald Trump. You remember him? Donald Trump, we were talking about. He's still alive. He got the cell phone in his heart. And
yep.
He was one of the first ones because they paid for it. They sent emails out and they said, "We're waiting to hear from you. We'll text your name to Donald Trump's heart if you give us $20." And so he raised enough money, but he kept dying. You'd think he was dead, and people say, "Oh boy, this is it." And then he'd be alive again. With the thing started with people just being really just like, you know what, fuck it. We're just going to be happy when people die now. Especially, Donald Trump. Cause they'd say, can we be happy when people die? And say, well, Donald Trump, you can. And they'd say, okay, cool. Well, let's wait. And then they'd get their hopes up, and he's still alive. He's been supposedly dead. You remember with the COVID thing? People were like, oh, he ain't going to pull through. And then he come up there with just a bigger asshole.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of like Scrooge. He just he almost died. And then he's like, oh, well, now I've learned my lesson. Be the biggest asshole in the world. Completely detached from reality. And just, fuck people.
Hey, don't say it that
and
way.
And then that's what he did for the rest of his life as a DJ.
He did die a lot. That now they had to put in. I ain't got but one cell phone in my heart. He has about 3.
Yeah, and he's connected to one of those rechargeable batteries. He's got to carry one of them around too. And he can't be more than 40 miles away from an Apple store. I mean, it ain't much of a life, but he's still around.
Sadly, Merrick Garland is no longer with us. He passed on.
What happened to him? I forgot. They just got tired.
I mean, I think he just, rolled over. They offered him several cell phones put in his heart. He kept turning them down. He said, no, it's all right. I did my job. I did what I'm supposed to do. I'm ready. I'm done.
He was like, I heard he was like, it was a little bit like, well, maybe. Let me just make sure. I want to prepare for it. Give me a little more time. I'm getting ready.
He was getting ready for it, and then he said, no, I don't want, I'm not going to do it then. But he just never did take that cell phone. He could have had one. Yeah, he'd still be with us, I'm sure.
Giuliani did not get a cell phone in his heart, but he's somehow still alive. Although he was embalmed in the 2030s, but somehow still, that actually gave him a little a spark, a little pep in his step. He actually became America's mayor again in the 2030s after he was embalmed. It's really strange. He ran for mayor of just a little lake town in the Catskills, like a place he'd never lived before, but he had wandered through the forest drunk there once. He claims.
Well, he found a town full of drunks. Everybody there was drunk. I'm home, and sure enough, he became popular. He was a mayor. They immediately made him mayor. Everybody's drunk. They didn't give a damn. And sure enough, and by the way, he does have a cell phone. It's just not in his heart.
Oh, he still got a cell phone. You can call him.
Yeah. It's not inserted in his body.
Right. Not by medical professionals.
Yes.
But he might pay somebody to do it, but not a doctor.
No, not a no one with a license of any kind, no.
No, but it does get inserted every once in a while. So Giuliani's actually he's had his ups and downs. He's doing all right. It's funny, the people you think just ain't gonna make it are always the ones that just hang the fuck around. And then like some of the people you think, oh, well, they'll be here forever causing us trouble. Like Stephen Miller don't make it too long. It was kind of sad. Stephen Miller died heroically, pushing some children out of the way of an oncoming bus. He was lauded as a hero, written up in every paper. Santa Monica had Stephen Miller Day.
Oh,
These are the 5 children who he saved. But he left, he had a message written up that he was supposed to be read whenever he died. That was just a really awful racist screed. It was just like his true feelings on everything.
Yeah.
And now that his daddy didn't have to hide it, and he was hoping he'd become some sort of post-death leader of a Klan America. So now all those kids have to be like, shit, that's who saved me?
Yeah.
And they had to they kept Stephen Miller Day, but now they have it as a day where everybody has to denounce Stephen Miller.
And be happy about the children living, but at the same time also admit that he was a Nazi, just an awful human being. Like, awful human beings can do one good thing in their life sometimes.
It's weird they didn't have any footage of the bus hitting him, though. It was just all the cameras and all the surveillance in the world.
You would think, yeah, but nobody everybody. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that. But yeah, but nobody ever did. Nobody know, yeah.
Anybody else we need to let people not worry about?
Well, just know that yes, it's awful. Some of you are going to feel it's awful that Trump is still alive with 3 cell phones in his heart and out there DJing, but he's really not as awful as he used to be. I mean, he kind of had an attitude adjustment. I don't know. Some people claim he had a stroke. Some people claim he was born again, on and on. But he's still, somebody you don't want to be around or have anything to do with. But it's different. It's in a way where it just doesn't make you mad. You don't give a damn about him. Oh, yeah, that butthole. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Oh, and also, yeah, he's unable to speak. He lost his voice. That's why he was trying to learn how to talk with his DJ hands, as they see it.
That helps.
Yeah, and he still can't get on Twitter nowhere. Nobody let him get on anything. Of course, there is no Twitter for him to get on anymore. That's long gone. People don't do that no more. It's the talkie ticks, and Churches really took off in a way that I never thought that it would. It's all chotchis now. I never thought in a million years, sure, it's a little thing that you could hear Pakistan and this and that, but chotchis just ended up being, whatever it is you want, it's on there on chotchis. At least that's what they say on the thing. I still not a big computer person. I can hit buttons on my chest and see things in my eyes when I want to look at chotchis, and it's not all bad. But no, Trump is not allowed on chotchis. It has nothing to do with his past or anything. It's just they don't allow DJs. They don't have DJs for whatever. I don't know if it's rights issues or if it's something like that. You just cannot have DJs on chotchis. But so he's not on there. He can't talk. He don't bring people in like he used to. Some people claim that he may be still doing concerts. People would actually show up and watch him DJ if it weren't for the fact that, Barron's out there and people love that Barron. He does not talk either, but that's by choice. He just gets out there and does that DJing. That's all he does. And Melania, I guess, does it too, but she still hadn't come back over here. She's still overseas and it's popular in Europe, I guess.
And you can watch her stuff on chotchis. I'm going to go back into chotchis right now, Jackie. I think everybody's, mind is at ease. I think we did a good job.
Well, oddly enough, she's the only DJ allowed on chotchis. Every other, even Barrett's not allowed. Melania, for some reason, I don't know if that's over, she's the only DJ that they'll let on chotchis. So if you like that sort of thing.
You can actually see her in concert on chotchis.
She's the only one. I don't know why. You're not for me to know. I don't know how those rules work. So you can't even
watch a DJ concert. They're really strict about it.
They are. They do not like DJs on chotchis, period. They don't want them on there, but Melania, for whatever reason, I don't know. Of course, she got real popular after the divorce. Everybody liked her after that. She wrote a tell-all book and all this stuff, and, and there's some funny parts in it. Most of it's just awful, as you'd expect, but yeah, she kind of went from being maybe not as popular certainly not as popular as she is now. It began with the divorce, and then when she went into DJing, that was it. She took a little bit of a dip when she cursed America, and said it should be destroyed and all that, and trust me, I know America better than anybody. And of course, she's not from here, but says that's what she claimed. But she took a little bit of a hit, I guess you'd say. But then as soon as she got over to Europe, started DJing, everybody just embraced her again, which is fine. It's fine. I ain't got nothing against her. I don't like DJing, music, but she can do whatever she wants over here. Don't bother me none. So that's the best thing I can say about the future. If y'all can get through these little silly things that seem ridiculous, it may be important at the time. Maybe you think the country's on the brink of collapsing. It is, but not for the reasons you're thinking. MAGA is basically just going to be underwater mostly. It really has more to do with anything else, but still, you'll deal with that when it happens. You sort of deal with it now, but that'll get worse. But other than that, don't waste your time worrying. Just, don't let nothing bother you.
Yeah, tomorrow is another day.
Yeah, in the future, yeah.
For many of you.
In the future. You want to let them out of the closet now? I think we can keep in there for a little.
Let's just go.
All right.